Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European Indices, starting with the DAX just on the daily chart here, and the reason for that is just to count from this primary wave 4 here, which we still need to get to primary wave 5 up here by the by, but we're counting 5 waves in between these two here, and we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and then the extensions in wave 3 as it normally is with stocks. So we've got wave 1 and 2 here, and then 5 waves in here all the way up for wave 3, back for wave 4 here, and then we're looking for a new high above here, and our target area was around 13,000 from wave 4 here. We're looking at wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then all counting up here for wave 5 of 3 here. So in a nutshell, if that's correct, then we would be looking for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave back through here. Wave 4s can get a bit complicated as well, so I'll just put that in there roughly, just as there. So yeah, we still need to confirm this turn though. That's what we need to do. So on the hourly chart here, we were looking at it like this. We had a bit of a long trade from here up to this point, and then we really just kept our hands in our pockets after that. So yeah, look, this is where we are. This is all a little bit messy here. This is pretty much the same as the S&P 500 as well, but it does appear that the S&P 500 can make a new high here. So there's a couple of things that we need to talk about here. First of all, we've talked about this before as well. So when we get the move through here, we don't normally chase that. We just look for the retest here. And then this low here becomes the reference point here. And that's what we call the safe trade here. I don't have this on the futures market, but on the futures market where you have volume, because on CFDs you don't have the volume, on the futures market you do, and obviously on the cash market you do as well, physical market. So you could look at the volume that's coming down through here. If the volume that goes back up here is less than the volume that created the move down here, then you would be in a bearish scenario here. It doesn't really count as 5 waves down here so far. It really just counts as 1 and 2 and 3 here. So this could be 4 and 5 here. Otherwise, this is going to be an A and a B and a C, and we're going to be moving up from here. And if that's the case, then we need to, I'll just copy that. We need to look, no need to rush to go in here, because even if this moves up here higher, we would still need to get 5 waves up, 3 waves back, and then we also need to get our reference point here as well. Okay, so it's closing in, that's the best way to look at it. It's not going anywhere, it's just setting up, it's not a triangle pattern, but I'm just saying that, we may be able to get a better entry into here, lifting that up soon as well, because we may get a small move down and then a retest to this point. So we could move that up here higher, So there's a few things to go on through here just yet. Let's just see. But if that 13,000 becomes support for the Friday and closes firmly for the Friday, then expect this market to move higher from that point. Okay. The other one that's quite interesting from here too is the German mid-cap here as well, because we've been talking about from wave 4 here as wave 1 and 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then didn't really get involved in all of this here, but at the end of the day we got 1 and 2 and 3, and we had the correction here which helped us. I didn't bother counting all that, it's just too messy, but when wave 4 came in, it was just like, okay, that's great, and then normally when the extension's in wave 3 here, then wave 1 and wave 5 here will be roughly the same size, which they are. And the interesting thing here, it does sort of appear we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, so it does appear like we've got an impulse wave down through here. So in this case, we'd look for an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave back up to maybe the supply level or the 61.8%, and then a move down from that point there. There does appear to be 5 waves here. There doesn't appear to be 5 waves on the AEX actually. There's just this appears to be 3 waves down like the DAX as well. So And clean a little bit of this up here now. Now that that's and we can put this into play here as such. And sorry, you can't see that, that's that intermediate wave there. So I'm just going to double check this here. I'm just going to go into the tick chart and just have a little look at this here. This will be 100 ticks. So very clearly wave 1 here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back for wave 2. I'm going to go to 20 ticks. I mean, it does look like it's not finished. It looks like it's wave 1 here, wave 2, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So it looks like an ABC pattern here so far, but that means that this would pull back up. I can't draw past the price here. So this can be an ABC for wave 4 here and drop down for wave 5 here. If that's the case, then we've got 5 waves. But I just got to check this out here. So I'm just going to drop into the 20 tick area here. No, I'm happy with that first count. Yeah, let's just see. Well, we know this is 5 waves here. No, that's wave 1 or wave A, and back for wave 2, 50, 60%, and then yeah, 1 and 2, nice strong third wave here, you know, the third of the third here, and the fourth and the fifth. So as it stands, this is an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to here. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4 to here, and 5, because if it's a wave 4, it's going to pull back to the 38.2% mark, or the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. It's going to do that in an A and a B and a C wave here. So, but any move up, any you can go long on this number here. If that becomes support, then go long, okay, because then it's too far above at that point. The FTSE here, I don't think this is the top for the FTSE, by the way. So yeah, the count that I've got here for this is 1 and 2 here, and then all of this, the third wave. As I mentioned before, I was very unsure about all of this, and I just assumed that, I said, if it made a new high above here or whatever it was, we'll go along from that point. It hasn't done that, it's dropped here, but I just think it's a much nicer wave 4 here, and it's still very, as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for wave A, then an A and a B and a C for B, and then down here for wave C. I still don't want to call a long trade in here just yet either. What we want to see here is we want to see this move up into supply here. Where all those little dots are in there, that's really where the open and close is going to be. So we want the reference point to come into play before we start to see this to move to the upside here. See all those little dots through here? They just sort of gravitate there, that 75.40. So that's where the resistance is going to be here. I mean, the good news about this one here, though, is that these are all overlapping wave structures here. So the highs and the lows are overlapping each other here. So it can be viewed as being corrective here. So let's just get this into more shape over here. But, you know, the thing is that this is what I was saying before, this is the same with the stock 50 as well. You know, if there is another wave to go up here, then really it's only going to be going up there if the S&P 500 and the DAX is going to go in that direction as well. So, yeah. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But and then the Nasdaq is the same as Nasdaq is much the same as this market as well. And a lot of stocks in the US too. When I flick through, you know, a few hundred stocks in each exchange each day, and you know, I can see that they're not finished. They've all got third waves up and fourth waves to come into play, and And then they got their fifth wave to go up, and so I do think that there's still more upside before we get that intermediate wave 3 to come into play. All right, cheers.